Daddy, every garden has a garden path, and a path is about direction and purpose. And I'd like to, from the age of 8, you've been studying with this spiritual university, which is a long time, and it seems like your life has a very defined direction and purpose. Would you like to share something about that?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
आज आप सभी परमात्म प्रेमी आत्माओं को देख खुशी हो रही है और अभी अभी आप सभी ने देखा, गीत भी सुना तो परमात्म प्यार का, और डांस भी देखी तो प्यार के बारे में.
Om Shanti. Today, seeing all of you here, wanting to experience God's love, I'm very pleased. You heard the song about love for God, and you also watched the dance about expression of God's love.
तो हमारी जीवन जो है उसका आधार भी परमात्म प्यार.
So in fact, the basis of my own life has been God's love.
क्योंकि हम छोटी आयु में ही परमात्मा के पथ पर चली.
Because from a very young age, I embarked on the path to God,
जिसमें हमें कुछ भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी के बारे में, धर्म के बारे में कुछ भी पता नहीं था.
Actually, I didn't know anything about spirituality or religion.
लेकिन हमारी लौकिक माता, उनको स्पिरिचुअलिटी की तरफ बहुत प्यार था, इसीलिए वो सोचती थी कि हमारे बच्चों में से एक बच्ची परमात्मा की तरफ लग जाए तो अच्छा है.
But my mother had a lot of love for God, and so she always felt that at least if one of my daughters was to be directing her life towards God, that would be a very good thing.
क्योंकि हम 4 बहनें ही थे और 4 बहनों में से मैं ही बड़ी थी.
We were 4 sisters, and I was the eldest out of the 4.
तो उसके प्रेरणा से हमारे जो पिताजी थे, उनका इतना इस तरफ मेरे को भेजने का नहीं था, लेकिन माता के तरफ से ये जो शुभ संकल्प था उसने हमें इस तरफ पहुंचा दिया.
My father wasn't quite keen on my embarking on such a journey, on such a path, but my mother had a lot of good inspirations and good wishes for me to do this, and so this is how I really ended up in this direction.
तो जब भी हम वहाँ पहुँचे, बोर्डिंग के रीति से था, लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल बोर्डिंग था.
When we arrived in the setup that had been created, then we were actually in a boarding situation. A boarding house had been created, and I had come to stay there.
और आपको मालूम ही है कि ये जो भी कार्य चला, उसका निमित्त जो है वो परमपिता परमात्मा जो निराकार शिव कहा जाता है, लेकिन वो निराकार बोलेगा कैसे? तो उस निराकार परमात्मा ने ब्रह्मा बाबा का माध्यम धारण किया, सहयोग लिया उसका, और उस द्वारा ये सारा कार्य चला.
You may or you may not know how the work of the Brahma Kumaris happened, how it started. In fact, God is the one who is incorporeal, who doesn't have a physical image of his own. And in order to establish this work, in order to start this work, he created an instrument for himself. And that is Brahma Baba, the founder of the Brahma Kumaris. And it is through him that God's task began, and this setup was created.
और साथ में मातेश्वरी, जिसको हम जगदम्बा कहते हैं, वो भी हमारे पालना के अर्थ निमित्त थी.
And Mateshwari means the mother. She also became instrument at that time in the beginning of the organization of the Brahma Kumaris to look after all of us who came.
तो जब हम वहाँ बोर्डिंग में पहुँचे और दूसरे भी हमारे साथ 80 के करीब बच्चे थे, लेकिन मेजॉरिटी सब 10-11 वर्ष तक थे.
And there were about 80 of us children at that time, and most of us were around the age of 10 or 11.
हमारी टीचर्स जो थी वही 15-16 वर्ष की थी.
But the teachers who were looking after us, this group of 80 children, were themselves about 15-16 years of age.
तो जब हम वहाँ पहुँचे और हमें पिताश्री प्रजापिता ब्रह्मा बाबा और मातेश्वरी से मिलन हुआ, तो ऐसे अनुभव होने लगा, क्योंकि स्पिरिचुअलिटी को तो हम जानते नहीं थे. कमाल तो ये थी जब हमको ज्ञान मिला, उसके बाद हमने समझा इस बात को. तो हमारे कराची में, पाकिस्तान जो अभी हो गया, सिंध था, तो उसमें ये रवाज था कि जो अलमारियाँ होती थी उसमें शीशे की प्रिंट होती थी, और शीशे के प्रिंट में सब देवताओं के ही चित्र थे, लेकिन हमारा अटेंशन उन चित्रों के ऊपर भी नहीं जाता था. तो ये क्यों है, ये क्या है, सजे हुए तो लगते थे, ताज वगैरह पड़ा हुआ, लेकिन हमारा कोई अटेंशन नहीं था. तो ये क्यों है, क्या है, हमारी रुचि नहीं थी उस तरफ.
In fact, I didn't know anything about spirituality or didn't have any interest in it consciously as such. In the old days in India, they used to have systems that they would have cupboards and they would have doors on these cupboards, and they would have painted images of the deities, the goddesses and gods, and these images would be very beautifully decorated with crowns, and they were very attractive. But we didn't have any, at that age, there was no awareness or attraction to anything like that.
तो जब हम बोर्डिंग में पहुँचे और मातेश्वरी पिताश्री को देखा और उनकी दृष्टि और उनका सच्चा दिल का स्नेह, वो जो मिला हमको, उसने जैसे हमको उस प्यार के ऊपर कुर्बान कर दिया.
When I went to the boarding school right at the beginning, and the experience that I had was with Brahma Baba, the founder, and Mateshwari. It was their love from the heart and the quality of their vision through the eyes that actually made me completely hand over myself, in a sense, to what was happening at that time.
क्योंकि पिताश्री द्वारा जो परम पिता परमात्मा का प्यार था, और वो प्यार ऐसा था जो जैसे दिल को खींचने वाला.
The love that I experienced through Brahma Baba, really it was God's love, and this was an experience of love that really pulled at our hearts.
क्यों पिताश्री हम लोग सवेरे उठ करके ड्रिल करते थे, तो पिताश्री मातेश्वरी जब हम ड्रिल करने के लिए लाइन में खड़े हो जाते थे, तो पिताश्री मातेश्वरी आते थे और एक एक को ऐसे बाह में लेके बच्चे को और गुड मॉर्निंग करते थे, और रूहानी दृष्टि का प्यार जो था वो बहुत अलौकिक अनुभव होता था.
Every morning we were supposed to be doing exercise drills. And so we would stand in a row, and at that time, Mateshwari and Pitashri, the Brahma Baba, would come, and each one of us, they would take each one of us in their arms, and they would say good morning to us with deep love in their eyes. And this love that we experienced through their eyes was unique spiritual love that's really an amazing experience that can never be forgotten.
और ऐसे ही लगता था जैसे ब्रह्मा बाबा ने शिव बाबा के माध्यम होने के कारण उसको हम शार्ट शब्द में बाप दादा कहते हैं, तो आप समझ जाना जब भी मैं बाप दादा कहूँ तो निराकार शिव बाबा माध्यम ब्रह्मा बाबा, उसको हम बाप दादा कहते हैं.
Brahma Baba was the instrument for Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba means, it's the name and the term that we use for God. Shiva means the benevolent one, and Baba means the father. So Shiv Baba, the incorporeal one, was using the instrument of Brahma Baba to share that love with us. And when the two were working together, we refer to them as Bap Dada. And I'd like you to remember this term, Bap Dada. So when I say Bap Dada, I mean the two of these working together.
तो गुड मॉर्निंग जब बाबा करते थे, बाप दादा करते थे, तो उस समय ऐसे फीलिंग आती थी जैसे सारा दिन हमारा उसी ही रूहानी प्यार में चलता था.
When Bap Dada, when the two together used to say good morning to us with so much love, then we had the feeling and the experience that our whole day would be spent in experiencing that love.
तो उसी प्यार ने ऐसे लगता था, फीलिंग जो दिल की थी वो ऐसे ही थी जैसे सचमुच मेरा कई जन्मों का पिता यही है.
And that experience of love was so deep and so profound that the feeling was as if this is the one who has been my father for many, many lives.
हमको ज्ञान तो था हमारा लौकिक पिता कौन है, परिवार क्या है, लेकिन बाप दादा की जो फीलिंग थी ना वो जैसे उसमें समा गया, लौकिक भी समा गया, सब समा गया.
Of course, we were aware of the father who gave us birth and other relatives that we had, but this deep experience of love from Bap Dada was such that as if all of this, all the other kinds of love was part of that experience.
तो परमात्म प्यार ने, हम यही कहेंगे कि परमात्म प्यार ने ही हमको इस रास्ते पर चलाया.
And in fact, the only thing I can say is that what really made me embark on this path and what it has encouraged me on this path is this experience of God's love.
Thank you, Daddy. Picking up this love, I mean, in the garden you have all types of flowers and such a variety. And in the beginning of this university, there was a whole group of you that came together. And I'd like to ask you, because sometimes when people feel that a group comes together, they feel that people come out the same, and yet you all have different personalities. So how was that individuality nurtured? Was it something about that love that brought out the best in each of you?
भिन्न भिन्न बच्चे थे और भिन्न भिन्न स्थानों से आए थे.
Yes, we were all individuals who came from different places.
लेकिन बाबा हम सबको जब भी दृष्टि देते थे, मिलते थे, तो बाबा के पहले यही महावाक्य थे, तो बच्चे आप भिन्न भिन्न वृक्ष की टालियाँ हमारे पास पहुँची हो.
When Baba used to meet us, then Baba would, or whenever he gave us that gaze, that vision of love, when he looked at us in that way, he would always bring this awareness in us. He would tell us that children, all of you are like different branches of the same tree.
परंतु मुझे आप सब बच्चों को एक चंदन का वृक्ष बनाना है।
All of you have come from different branches, but I want to make all of you into the one tree of sandalwood.
तो उसी लक्ष्य को हम लोगों ने भी सुना तो सही, लेकिन जैसे बाबा के जो महावाक्य होते थे ना, वो ऐसे लगते थे जैसे हमारे दिल में समा रहे हैं। सिर्फ कानों में सुनते नहीं थे, लेकिन वो पावर ऐसी शब्दों में थी जो हम समझते थे बस बाबा ने कहा है चंदन का वृक्ष बनाना है तो सबको खुशबूदार चंदन समान बनना है।
Whenever Baba spoke something, they were not just empty words. They really felt words that were a reality. And so we never had a question whether, how is this going to be possible? What does this mean? We knew that if Baba said something, this was what it was going to be. And so we accepted that, yes, we were going to be part of that one tree that is the tree of fragrant sandalwood.
Okay, in a garden, Dad, they also have a garden seat or garden bench. And on the bench, it gives us time to reflect. And when you look back on your life, who has been the greatest inspiration to you? And I think I might know who you're going to say.
प्रेरणा तो हमको बाप दादा से ही मिली।
Of course, I got the most inspiration I got was from Bap Dada, the two working together.
लेकिन जैसे बगीचे में बैठने का बहुत आराम होता है और उसी आराम में रहते हैं, तो हमको बाबा ने आराम की बात ऐसी सुनाई जो हम चलते फिरते भी उस मज़े में अनुभव कर सकते थे।
When you're sitting in a garden on a bench, you experience rest and comfort and pleasure. And actually, Baba told me something that that has enabled me to experience that rest and comfort all the time.
बाबा ने ये सुनाया, पहला मंत्र बाबा ने जो दिया, तो बाबा ने छोटे बच्चे के लाइफ में ही थे, तो बाबा ने हम लोगों से प्रश्न किया, तो बच्चे आपका नाम क्या है, आप कौन है, आपको पता है?
And one of the first things that Baba made us aware of, he said, "Children, do you know who you are? What is your name? Are you aware of this?" This was a question that Baba posed to us right at the beginning.
तो हर एक ने सुनाया, मेरा नाम ये है, मेरा नाम ये है, मैं ये हूँ, जो भी बॉडी का होता है वो परिचय दिया। तो बाबा ने कहा, तो आपने तो कहा मेरा नाम ये है, तो मेरा जो होता है ना, उसमें मैं अलग होता है, मेरा अलग होता है। तो आपने कहा मेरा नाम ये है, लेकिन मैं कौन?
When Baba asked us this question, well, we all said, well, I'm this, I'm that, this is my name. And of course, we all gave our introductions in a physical sense. But actually, Baba said, okay, you are saying your name is this. So who is this your? Who is this one that's saying my name is this? So of course, the one that is saying my name is different from the one who you are referring to.
तो हम लोग तो सब चिप हो गए, मैं कौन इसका तो पता ही नहीं था।
Of course, we were very quiet and we didn't know who we were.
तो बाबा ने सुनाया, तो बच्चे ये तो शरीर का नाम है, शरीर को आपने कहा मेरा, लेकिन मैं जो हूँ वो इस शरीर के अंदर मैं आत्मा हूँ।
Baba said, children, you gave your introduction, but actually this name belongs to the body. but you are the soul that is inside the body. And it's the soul that says that the name of my body is this.
तो बाबा ने ये जो पाठ पढ़ाया ना, मैं आत्मा हूँ, और आत्मा का थोड़ा परिचय भी दिया, तो जिस समय भी हम अपने को आत्मा समझ करके काम भी करते थे, या चलते भी थे, या बैठते भी थे, तो आत्म स्थिति वो ऐसी है जो बगीचे में सीट पर बैठो वो तो कुछ बड़ी बात ही नहीं है, लेकिन वो आत्म स्थिति जो है वो हमको बड़ी शांति, सुख, प्रेम, आनंद सब की प्राप्ति कराते थे.
This awareness of myself as a soul is actually a very powerful one. Sitting on a garden bench is nothing compared to this experience of awareness of myself as a soul, spiritual being, because the original state of the soul is peace, love, happiness, and purity. And when there is this awareness of the soul, we're able to experience this all the time. And so when Baba told us about this aspect of us being souls, we started to develop this awareness of ourselves as that. And so this experience of reflection became a reality automatically.
जैसे बगीचे में कहते हैं झूले में झूलते हैं, तो हम इस आत्म स्थिति और आत्मा जब समझते थे तो परमात्मा, आत्मा का कंडीशन तो है ही परमात्मा से, इस साकार सृष्टि से तो निमित्त मात्र है, तो इसीलिए ऐसे लगता था जैसे आत्म अभिमानी स्थिति में स्थित होने से जैसे झूले में, सुख के झूले में, आनंद प्रेम के झूले में हम झूल रहे हैं, ऐसे अनुभूति होती थी.
When you become aware of yourself as a soul, as a spiritual being, then actually the spiritual being only has that eternal connection with the Supreme Being, the Supreme Soul, and there's no question of anything physical within that awareness. And so it was like then experiencing being on a swing. In a garden, you have a swing and you swing on a swing. And this awareness of soul consciousness, the awareness of God or the connection with God through soul consciousness gave us the experience of swinging in these qualities. Swing of peace, swing of love, swing of happiness, swing of power. This was automatic.
Picking up the swing, Daddy, this university has a very high aim of constant contentment and happiness. How have you kind of nurtured that deep within yourself?
क्योंकि जब आत्मा का ज्ञान हमको मिला तो आत्मा का पिता परमात्मा है, इसका भी परिचय बाबा ने धीरे धीरे हम लोगों को ज्ञान दिया. तो मैं आत्मा हूँ और परमात्मा की संतान हूँ.
This was the introduction that Baba gave to us slowly and gradually, that I am a soul and that I am the child of the Supreme Soul, that one is my father.
और हमको ये बाबा ने डायरेक्शन दिया, तो बच्चे जब भी किससे मिलो, बात करो, तो कनेक्शन में आओ, सेवा के में, तो भी जैसे आपको ये पक्का रहता है कि मैं आत्मा हूँ, तो दूसरे को भी आत्मा रूप में देखो.
And then Baba said to us, whenever you meet people, when you talk to them, when you look at someone, always maintain this awareness. Just as you maintain the awareness of the fact that you're a soul, then when you come into connection with others, interact with others, then have the vision that they too are souls.
इसीलिए दूसरों को भी हम आत्मक रूप में देखने के कारण हमको संगठन में चलना कुछ मुश्किल नहीं लगा.
Because we maintained that vision of seeing others as souls, actually we didn't find it difficult to get on with each other.
और अगर कोई संस्कार तो भिन्न भिन्न थे, कोई कहाँ से आए थे, कोई कहाँ से आए थे, तो संस्कार भिन्न भिन्न थे, लेकिन हमको जो बाबा ने कहा आप आत्मक दृष्टि से, आत्मक वृत्ति से देखो, इसके कारण हम समझ जाते थे. तो इस आत्मा के वैरायटी संस्कार होते हैं ना, जैसे वृक्ष है तो वृक्ष में एक ही थोड़ी होता है, पत्ता भी होता है, फल भी होता है, फूल भी होता है, वैरायटी तो होती है ना सब में। तो हम यही समझते थे, तो इस आत्मा के भिन्न संस्कार वैरायटी है, उसको समझ करके हमको चलना है। इसलिए कोई भी नीचे ऊपर बात होती थी संस्कार की तो हमारे को असर नहीं होता था, लेकिन समझ करके अपने संकल्प को परिवर्तन कर देते थे, नेगेटिव को पॉजिटिव में चेंज कर देते थे।
We knew that we're all souls, which helped a lot because we were very aware also that we all were different. We all had different personality traits, and so our behaviors were very different. But because of this awareness of the self as a soul, we were able to accept that each one was different, each one had a different personality trait, and if somebody was behaving in a certain way and in a certain manner, then we wouldn't allow ourselves to become affected by this. We would understand that, okay, no matter what they are externally, whatever their personality trait is, but they are a soul. And therefore, it was easy for us to accept what they were like. And so even if their personality was a certain kind, we were able to change that which was negative and make it positive.
मम्मा हमको इस पर बहुत छोटी सी बात की रीति से समझाती थी। तो देखो बच्चे, आप सभी परमात्म पथ पर चलने वाले पुरुषार्थी हो, तो सभी पुरुषार्थ करके चल रहे हैं, लेकिन कोई भी किसकी कमी है तो पुरुषार्थी होने के कारण हर एक अपने कमी को समझ करके छोड़ रहा है। तो कोई भी समझो कोई चीज़ कोई छोड़ता है, नीचे गिराता है, तो वो चीज़ आप गिरी हुई चीज़ जो है वो हाथ में लेंगी, ये रियलिटी है क्या?
Mama used to explain to us in a very beautiful way. She would say that all of you are on a spiritual path, on a path of transformation and progress. And each one knows that they have to transform something within themselves, whatever negative trait that they may have had. And so understand that. And she would give the example that if somebody has dropped something that is not so pleasant, if they've dropped it, you won't pick it up and use it. And it's the same in terms of other people's negative traits. They're on a journey, they're on a process of transformation, and they want to change it. So why do you see that, and why do you become affected by it?
इसीलिए हमारे लाइफ में पर्सनल हमारे को जो बाबा ने मामा ने ये डायरेक्शन दिया, तो समझते थे इसकी ये गलत बात है या राइट बात है, ऐसे समझ आती थी, लेकिन अंदर उसकी जो गलत बात है वो अंदर नहीं समाई जाती थी, जिससे हम व्यवहार उससे वो करें वो नहीं होता था, अपने आत्मिक दृष्टि से एक दो से चलते थे।
Of course we understood what was good and what was bad. It's not that we didn't understand, we did understand, but because of this understanding and this vision, this practice of the awareness of the self as a spiritual being, we didn't allow ourselves to become affected by negative traits of others. And this helped us to keep ourselves happy in all situations.
और ये उसके प्रति शुभ भावना, रहम की भावना उत्पन्न होती थी, तो इसको भी हम ने चेंज करके देखें।
And in fact, it helped us even more in that we would feel understanding, we would feel mercy and compassion for that person, we would have good wishes, and we felt that we should help them change themselves.
So Daddy, when we do see, because sometimes we do see the negativity in others, and we do get affected, that's the reality. So that's like growing your own weeds, really. It's like growing your own weeds in your own mind.
ये तो राइट है, क्योंकि उस समय फिर हमको वाइब्रेशन उसका बैठ जाता है, फीलिंग आ जाती है, मन में बैठ जाता है, तो हम उससे बोलेंगे, और एक्ट में आएंगे तो उसी रूप से आएंगे। उससे क्या होता है, और ये वायुमंडल जो है उसमें एक दो का टक्कर होने से वायुमंडल शुद्ध नहीं होता है, डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है।
And yeah, you're absolutely right. When we do see somebody's negativity and we become affected by it, then actually our feelings get disturbed, we have bad feelings inside, and the quality of our interaction becomes affected. And because the interaction is influenced by the feelings I have inside, then the atmosphere that's created by that is also not very pleasant. And the influence spreads around me as well.
Daddy, in gardens they have ponds, and I imagine any garden that you would have to have a pond, because a pond is about stillness and peace, and you are the embodiment of stillness and peace. And I know in your life you spent a lot of time in silence, exploring the depth of silence. Can you share with us some of your discoveries in that depth of silence?
क्योंकि जब हमको ये परिचय मिला कि आत्मा का स्वरूप ही शांत है, आत्मा का धर्म ही शांत है, तो इसीलिए उस आत्मा के स्वधर्म को पहचानने से, और परमात्मा भी शांति का सागर है, प्रेम का सागर है, ये नॉलेज मिलने के कारण उसी धारणा में हम लोग चलते थे।
We understood, we received this understanding, in fact, that the original form of the soul is that of peace. The original religion of the soul is peace. That God, the Supreme Soul, is also the ocean of peace. He is also the ocean of love. And so as we began to experience this in our lives, and we began to practice this in our lives.
तो जब भी कोई ऐसी बात देखते भी थे, जानते भी थे, लेकिन अपने आत्मक स्वरूप के साइलेंस की स्टेज में, शक्ति के स्टेज में ठहरने से उसका असर नहीं होता था।
And so what happened for me was that if something did happen, if something was not pleasant, then I would go inside myself and experience that stage of silence, and therefore I wouldn't become affected by what was going on around me.
और होता क्या है कि मानो हम दूसरे की गलती देखते हैं और दूसरे की गलती हम मन में धारण कर लेते हैं, घृणा भाव पैदा होता है, उससे परेशान खुद भी तो होते हैं।
If I see someone's mistake and I actually absorb that mistake within myself, in a sense that I become affected by that mistake of someone else, then I myself become distressed by it.
इसीलिए वो परेशानी को ख़त्म करने के लिए हम योग में बैठ जाते थे।
In order to not have that kind of distress, we would sit in yoga, deep meditation.
तो योग के पावर से हमारे मन में वो फीलिंग नहीं आती थी।
And because of that power of yoga, we wouldn't have that bad feeling inside of us.
और बिल्कुल ऐसे लगता था जैसे एकदम प्यार और शांति, सुख, वो जीवन का अनुभव होता था।
But the experience was that of peace and the experience of that deep power. This was being experienced.
Daddy, in gardens they have trees, and trees are about tolerance and stability and strength. How have you used tolerance in your life on a personal level and in interaction with others?
वैसे हमारी नेचर जो थी वो वैसे भी शांत रहने की और कोई भी बात के प्रभाव में आने की नहीं थी।
In fact, my nature has always been the nature of being very silent, and my nature also has been not to be influenced by things around me.
क्योंकि बाबा ने एक हमको वरदान होमवर्क के रीति से दिया, तो आपको न दुख देना है न दुख लेना है।
Because Baba gave us homework as well, and well, not homework only in the sense that we have to work so hard at it, but it was more as a blessing that you must not give sorrow to anyone and you must not take sorrow from anyone.
भले उसने दुख दिया, लेकिन लेने वाला कौन?
Even if someone gives you sorrow, but who is it that actually accepts it?
लेने वाली तो मैं हूँ ना।
I am the one who is accepting it.
अगर दुख मैं लेती हूँ तो परेशान भी तो मैं ही होंगी ना।
If I take sorrow, then who's going to be distressed? It is going to be me, isn't it?
और दुख उसकी बात लेने से फीलिंग अंदर आ गई, तो फीलिंग के कारण क्या होगा? हमारे वेस्ट थॉट्स बहुत चलेंगे।
See, if I take sorrow, then I have bad feeling inside of me. And that bad feeling sends me into thinking excessively.
और वेस्ट थॉट्स की जो स्पीड होती है वो इतनी फास्ट होती है जो एक सेकंड में पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ पहुँच जाएंगे।
And we start to have a lot of waste thoughts. But waste thoughts are very fast too. They are so fast that we reach all sorts of places with our thoughts.
तो इसीलिए हमको ये नॉलेज मिली, तो वेस्ट थॉट्स, वेस्ट टाइम जाता है, वेस्ट एनर्जी जाती है। सिर्फ थॉट्स नहीं, लेकिन कितनी चीज़ें वेस्ट जाती है, टाइम भी वेस्ट, एनर्जी भी वेस्ट। तो वेस्ट को बेस्ट में चेंज करना है। वो कैसे होगा? जो फीलिंग का जो बीमारी है उसको हमको ख़त्म करना है, हमको अपनी खुशी में रहना है।
When you have waste thoughts, then actually it's not just thoughts that are wasted, but a lot of time is wasted and a lot of energy is wasted. We have to recognize this. And therefore, this recognition means that I have to finish any waste thoughts that I may have. And because of this awareness, we're able to change something that is negative into positive and not be influenced by it.
और हम क्या करते थे? वेस्ट को चेंज करने के लिए जो हमको पिताश्री द्वारा ज्ञान के संकल्प मिलते थे, यानी बेस्ट थॉट्स, उनको सोचने से वेस्ट चेंज हो जाता। जैसे मानो अंधकार होता है तो स्विच ऑन करते हैं, रोशनी आ जाती है और वेस्ट ख़त्म हो जाए, अंधकार ख़त्म हो जाता है। ऐसे बेस्ट थॉट्स को सोचने से, शुभ संकल्प को सोचने से वो जो व्यर्थ थॉट्स है वो ख़त्म हो जाता।
When you have waste thoughts, the method to change them is to start having best thoughts. And in fact, we have been taught many best thoughts from the Supreme Father. And so this is the practice that we have. If any waste thoughts come, change them into best thoughts so that your thoughts are on the right pattern. And it's like, if you have darkness in a room, in order to bring about light, you have to switch on the switch. And there is total light. And starting to have best thoughts instead of waste thoughts means that those thoughts are transferred. They're being replaced by best thoughts.
Daddy, even in the garden they use manure, so something that's not nice and kind of smelly, but it helps the flowers grow. It brings out the beauty. Do you think that we need challenges and obstacles to actually aid us in our spiritual progress? Would we progress if it was all easy?
हम विघ्न को विघ्न नहीं समझते थे। हम समझते थे ये विघ्न जो आता है वो हमको और ही अनुभवी बनाते हैं।
What we do actually is that when obstacles come or difficulties come, we don't have the consciousness that these are obstacles or difficulties, but we have the awareness that in fact they've come to make us even stronger.
क्यों कि जैसे कहा जाता है कि ये संसार सागर है, अभी सागर में लहरें नहीं आवे, ये हो सकता है क्या?
Just as it's said that this world is like an ocean, it's so vast. And is it possible that if you have an ocean and that there'd be no waves in that ocean?
और उसमें लहरें कोई तेज भी आएंगी, कोई छोटी आएंगी, कोई ले जाने वाली होती है, कोई बाहर फेंकने वाली होती है। ये तो संसार का नियम है और सागर का नियम है। इसी रीति से हम भी समझते थे। तो ये संसार सागर है, इसमें लहरें आएंगी, लेकिन लहरें हमको और ही मजबूत अनुभवी बनाती हैं।
Of course, there are different types of waves. Big waves, small waves, very small waves. Some waves come to take things inside, some waves come to throw things out. And in a sense, this is like a law of the ocean, that there are going to be waves. And this world is the same, really. Different situations and circumstances come, and it's not going to be any other way.
Daddy, I've been noticing that the birds are waking up very early at the morning in the garden near me, and they're chirping away. It's almost like they're having a conversation, saying, "Wake up, world, wake up, world." What would be your message to the world at the moment?
हम अमृत वेले से लेके जब उठते हैं, परमात्मा से मिलन मनाते हैं, परमात्मा की सर्व शक्तियों की सकाश लेते हैं, तो यही दुनिया के प्रति आता है कि हमारे ही भाई है, क्योंकि एक परमात्मा के बच्चे तो हम सभी आपस में भाई और बहन का नाता है। तो कोई भी भाई अगर दुखी हो, अशांत हो, तो हमको आता ही है कि हमारा भाई ये शांत हो जाए, दुख से सुखी हो जाए। इसी रीति से हमें सारे वर्ल्ड की जो भी आत्माएं हैं, किसी भी धर्म की है, लेकिन किसी भी धर्म ने ये नहीं माना है कि गॉड इज़ ट्रू, गॉड इज़ वन, सभी धर्म वालों ने माना है। इसीलिए किसी भी धर्म वाले हैं, लेकिन हमारे भाई है, हमारी बहनें हैं। तो हमारी बहन और भाई कोई दुखी हो तो सहन थोड़ी कर सकते हैं। इसलिए हम अमृत वेले उसी स्मृति में बैठते हैं कि शिव बाबा से जो हमको सकाश मिल रही है, सुख, शांति, आनंद, प्रेम की, वो सारी आत्माओं को हमको देनी है। ऐसा योग करते हैं।
When I wake up early in the morning to celebrate a meeting with God, at that time I'm taking those rays of light and might from God, then in fact I remember all my brothers and sisters from all over the world. We're the children of the one Father, and so we're all brothers and sisters. No matter which religion someone belongs to, no matter where they come from, but I have this very deep feeling that all of us are the children of that same Father, and therefore all are my brothers and sisters. And when you have this feeling of a sense of belonging with people, that they are my brothers and sisters, this sense of ownership, then you can't bear to see the peacelessness and sorrow of someone. And so when I sit in meditation early in the morning in God's remembrance, then I have the feeling that I want to be able to share this love, this light, this might of power from the Supreme in such a way that the sorrow and the peacelessness of my brothers and sisters from all over the world is removed.
और चलते फिरते भी हम कर्म करते भी इसी संकल्प में रहते हैं कि हमारे जो भी विश्व में आत्माएं हैं उनको हमको परमात्मा का संदेश दे करके परमात्मा से नाता जोड़ करके उन्हों को भी सुख शांति का अनुभव करें.
And throughout the day also, as I walk, as I move, as I interact with others, the deep feeling I have inside of me is that I want to be able to give God's message to everyone. And so that as a result of that message, they're able to develop a connection and a relationship with God in such a way that they too are able to remove their peacelessness and sorrow.
Daddy, it's like we're all flowers in God's garden, and each one of us has our own speciality and uniqueness. But sometimes we have questions about, what is my speciality? How do we, each of us, discover what our speciality is and use that?
हर एक आत्मा परमात्मा की संतान है, तो जैसे परमात्मा सर्वशक्तिवान है, वैसे हर आत्मा को जो इस अभ्यास में रहते हैं, उन्हों को परमात्मा द्वारा वरदान जरूर मिलता है.
God is known as the one who is the almighty authority. And so all those who have that recognition that they are the children of God definitely receive a blessing from God.
उस जो ब्लेसिंग मिलती है, उसकी विशेषता जो है वो स्वतः ही सहज आ जाती है. और परमात्मा का बच्चा होने के कारण, जैसे राजा का कोई बच्चा हो तो राजा के बच्चे को ये तो होता है, प्रॉपर्टी का मालिक तो होता है ना. इसी रीति से परमात्मा सर्वशक्तिवान है, तो वो जब जानता है मैं परमात्मा का संतान हूँ, ऐसे स्मृति में रहता है, तो उसमें परमात्मा की जायदाद ज़रूर आती है. वो है सर्वशक्तियाँ, वो सर्वशक्तियों की विशेषता उसमें अवश्य आती.
When someone has this recognition of themselves as the child of the Supreme, child of God, then it's like being in that awareness and recognizing that I am the child of God, the one who is the almighty authority, and that I have a right to all of the powers that God has. Just like the prince or that is the child of a king, he knows that his father is a king, and so he has this awareness that this is what he is. He is a prince, and that everything that belongs to his father is his property. In the same way, those who have that awareness and recognition of being the children of God, they receive all of God's powers and all of God's qualities as their property, and they have a right to it, and they have to begin to accept it and use it.
Daddy, people like to bring cut flowers from the garden into their house to make a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And I think that's the challenge for a lot of people in the world now, to live in harmony. And what you share tonight is a lot about vision and attitude. Is there something that you can share with us to help us be more easily able to live in harmony with everyone?
अगर हम अपने जीवन में जो दिव्य गुण है, उनका गुलदस्ता अपने जीवन में रखें.
We have to keep in our lives the bouquet of all the divine virtues that we have.
और वो दिव्य गुणों का गुलदस्ता जब हमारे जीवन में होता है, तो नेचुरल है, जो गुलदस्ता होता है वो खुशबू ज़रूर फैलाता है. तो हम दुनिया में किसी से भी मिलेंगे तो उनको उस दिव्य गुणों के पुष्पों की खुशबू ज़रूर आएंगी, और उनको भी उमंग आएगा. जैसे खुशबू देख कर के कितना अच्छा लगता है, तो उनको भी उमंग आएगा. तो हम भी अपने जीवन को ऐसे दिव्य गुणों का गुलदस्ता बनाएं.
A bouquet of flowers is fragrant. It spreads its fragrance. In the same way, when we become aware of the bouquet of all the virtues in our lives, in our personality, then we're able to share that with others. Others too will then become aware of the bouquet or the different virtues that they have in their own life, and they will begin to experience the beauty of that bouquet. And this in itself helps with the harmony.
हम तो यही कहेंगे कि आज जो हमारे भाई कभी कभी आने वाले या आज पहले वाली भी आए हैं, वो भी उस परमात्म सुख का अनुभव ज़रूर करें.
The thing that I would like to say to those who come occasionally here or have come for the first time, and that is that I would definitely like you to experience the joy of having God's love in your life.
क्योंकि जीवन में देखा जाता है कि सबसे ज़्यादा आवश्यक चीज़ है खुशी.
It's been seen how the most important thing in our life is happiness.
और खुशी नहीं है तो जीवन ऐसी नीरस है जो अच्छी नहीं लगती है.
If there isn't happiness in my life, then life feels tasteless, as if there is no essence in my life.
और देखो, अगर हम सोचें बैठ के तो हमारी खुशी जाती कैसे है?
If we were to think about it actually, how do we lose our happiness?
आप याद करो अपने लाइफ में तो कभी भी हमारे जीवन से खुशी जाती है, कैसे जाती?
Remember that time in your own life when you've lost happiness. What has been that has made you lose happiness?
कोई ना कोई खुशी हमारी चीज़ है, लेकिन बाहर से कोई बात आती है, कोई आत्मा द्वारा या प्रकृति द्वारा.
When I lose happiness, which is my internal thing, which is mine, then it's because I've become affected by something from outside of me, whether it's something that it's because of someone, an individual, or a situation, external situation.
और वो बाहर की बात हमारी खुशी ले जाती है.
That external situation or external thing takes away my internal happiness.
अगर हमारे पास कोई डाकू या ऐसा चोर आ जावे और हमारे घर से कोई एक चीज़ भी ले जाए छोटी मोटी, हम लेने देंगे?
If a robber was to come to your house, or a thief was to come to your house and he wants to steal something, even a tiny little thing, would you let him take it away from you?
और खुशी क्यों दे देते हैं?
But then why do you hand over your happiness?
तो क्या होता है कि बात चली जाती है. बात कभी भी कोई भी बात आती है वो रुकती नहीं है, वो चली जाती है, लेकिन हमारी चीज़ ले जाती है. उसका कारण क्या है? जो हम उस बात को, जो हो चुकी बात चली गई, लेकिन हम बात को नहीं छोड़ते हैं. हम उसी बात को लेकर के ये क्यों हुआ, ये क्या हुआ, ये कौन था, ये कैसे था, कब तक ये करेगा, इन्हीं ही संकल्पों में अपने मन को परेशान करते रहते.
See, the thing is, the situation comes and the situation goes, but actually that situation takes away my happiness, and the way in which that happiness is gone is because something comes and I say, well, what happened, how did it happen, why did it happen, who made it happen? All of these questions come, and these questions take away my happiness.
और इससे जैसे कहते हैं तीर कमान से निकला हुआ फिर कभी वापस नहीं आता. तो ये भी जो बात बीत चुकी और बात चली गई, उसको सोचते रहने से हमको कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. और ये पानी बिलोड़ने से जैसे बाहों में दर्द ही मिलता है, वैसे अपनी परेशानी होती रहती है.
They say that once the arrow has been released from the bow, it never returns back to the bow again. And it's really the same thing in the sense that, if you do something, if you work with an empty bucket of water. You know, you're working with it, but your arms are aching, but there is nothing, no results from it. And it's the same thing when these kinds of situations come. You allow yourself to become affected, and as if there's a lot happening inside your head, but there is no value in it, no power in it. You've become empty with it.
और वो फीलिंग की बीमारी जैसे हमारे अंदर होती है.
And that really causes the illness of bad feelings inside.
हम लोग कहते हैं कि वो फीलिंग ऐसी होती है जैसे फ्लू की बीमारी हो गई.
We speak about those bad feelings. When we create bad feelings inside, it's like having the sickness of flu.
क्यों? जैसे फ्लू में देखो, आपको कुछ खाना नहीं अच्छा लगेगा, सोना नहीं अच्छा लगेगा, बोलना नहीं अच्छा लगेगा. तो जिस समय वो फीलिंग बात की आती है, उस समय भी ऐसी स्थिति होती है. इसीलिए अपनी खुशी कभी नहीं गमाओ. भविष्य में मुझे क्या करना है वो सोचो. बाकी जो बीत चुका वो वेस्ट थॉट्स नहीं चला.
When you have flu, how do you feel? You don't feel like eating anything. You can't even sleep. You don't want to speak to anyone. This is the thing that happens. And actually, when you have bad feelings inside, it's exactly the same. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't feel good inside, and these bad feelings stay inside of you. The situation is gone. It's finished. So let it go. Move on from it. But if you hold on to it by thinking about it and remembering it, then each time you remember the situation is finished. Each time you remember the situation, the bad feeling comes. And that bad feeling then brings all the other things with it.
तो इसीलिए हमको शिव बाबा वरदान देता है, तो सदा खुश रहो और खुशी बांटो.
And that's why Shiv Baba gives us this blessing. Always stay happy and share happiness with others.
Daddy, people like to go in the garden when the sun is shining. And if we use this analogy of the Supreme or Shiv Baba, as you've mentioned, some of us in the West maybe have built up barriers against this word God. How can we enjoy that sunlight? How can we make God our friend?
है क्या कि परमात्मा हमारा पिता है, ये मानते भी है, लेकिन उस नाते का सुख नहीं लिया है.
See, the thing is that we do accept that God is our Father, but we haven't taken the pleasure of that relationship.
क्यों? परमात्मा को हम कभी भी नहीं कहते हैं दुख के सागर, सुख के सागर कहते हैं, प्रेम के सागर कहते हैं, शांति के सागर कहते हैं. तो परमात्मा के पास तो हमारी प्रॉपर्टी ही सुख, शांति, प्रेम है. तो जब हम अपने को बच्चा अनुभव करते हैं, तो उस प्रॉपर्टी का अधिकार हमको जीवन में महसूस होता है.
God is known as the ocean of happiness, not the ocean of sorrow. God is known as the ocean of happiness, the ocean of peace, the ocean of love. When we forge a relationship with Him, then all of those qualities that we want to experience in our lives, which are there, He also has those. He's the ocean of those qualities. And that relationship and that forging of a connection with Him brings the experience of those qualities in our lives.
जैसे सूर्य तो उदय होता है, लेकिन सूर्य की रोशनी अगर हमारा दरवाज़ा ही बंद है, खिड़की बंद है, तो वो होते हुए भी हमारे पास नहीं पहुंच सकती है.
The sun is shining, but if you close your doors or close your windows, then the rays of the sun don't reach you.
इसी रीति से अगर हम आत्मा का परमात्मा से जो संबंध है, वो ज्ञान का सूर्य है, उससे हमको सर्व प्रकाश मिल सकती है, लेकिन हमारे संबंध ही नहीं है, तो जैसे मानो दरवाज़ा बंद है तो वो आनंद नहीं आ सकता.
God is the ocean of knowledge. God is the ocean of all those qualities, the ocean of love. But if I don't use that understanding to forge a connection with Him, then it's all there, available to me, but I'm not able to experience it. It's like the sun is shining and I've closed my windows and my doors.
तो संबंध को स्मृति में रखें.
We have to maintain the awareness of our relationship with God.
Daddy, it's time for me to ask you the last question, and has to be a brief question. Yeah. But some gardens, they're like secret gardens, and some people don't even know about them, or even if they know about them, they don't have the key or they don't know where the door is. Can you share with us one very deep spiritual secret that will help us progress in our life?
सबसे गहरी बात यही है कि हम परमात्मा को अपने जीवन का साथी बनाए, कंपेनियन भी बनाए, कंपनी भी लेवें, तो हमारे जीवन में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम जो आती है वो परमात्मा की शक्ति से हल हो जाती है.
The deepest secret of all is that we have to make God our companion. We have to make God our companion, and we also have to enjoy His company. And so then, if any difficulties, any situation, or any problems that may come, with this company and this companionship, we will be able to deal with those.
कभी भी अपने को अकेला नहीं महसूस करे. परमात्मा मेरे कंबाइंड है. उस कंबाइंड रूप में रहने से अगर मेरी आत्मा में कोई कमज़ोरी है भी तो परमात्मा के कंबाइंड रूप से वो हमको शक्ति मिल जाती है, और उस शक्ति के आधार से वो समस्या या कारण जो है वो निवारण हो जाता है.
Always consider yourself to be combined in that company of God. When you constantly remain combined, then whenever situations or difficulties or problems come, then that company will help you find solutions to those.
वैसे भी परमात्मा को कहा जाता है माता भी है, पिता भी है, सब कुछ है. तो सब संबंध एक परमात्मा से जुड़ने के कारण इस संसार में ऐसा ही रहते हैं जैसे कमल का पुष्प.
Never make yourself lonely. Never allow yourself to be alone. It's said that God is our mother, our father, our teacher, our friend, our companion. And when you experience all of those qualities, all those relationships with God, then we're able to live in the world, but beyond the influence, negative influences of the world. Then it's as if your life has become like a lotus flower that grows in mud, but is still beautiful, totally uninfluenced by the mud underneath it.
परमात्मा ऑफर कर रहा है, लेकिन उस ऑफर को हम स्वीकार करके उससे संबंध जोड़ें तो हमारी लाइफ जो है वो ऐसे अनुभव होंगी जैसे अतीन्द्रिय सुख में झूल रहे.
God is actually making that offer to us. So let us accept that offer. And if having accepted that offer, we spend time in that company, in that wisdom, in that understanding, then the only thing that will be left to experience in our lives is supersensuous joy.
तो सूक्ष्म बात है, मैं कौन और परमात्मा कौन, उसके नॉलेज को जानने से, संबंध जोड़ने से सबसे जीवन बहुत अच्छी होंगी.
It's a very subtle thing actually to recognize yourself as a soul, a spiritual being, recognize who God is, forge that relationship with God, and through that my life becomes a life of happiness.
Thank you very much, Daddy. I think you've taken us on a very beautiful journey around the garden, and I'm sure everyone is going to take something from what you've shared with us to really inspire them.
Be as pure as a ruby. Can love be as warm as a pearl? look in the heart of my love for you. You'll find the ruby and the pearl. My love will endure as the diamond and shine with the shimmer of gold. It glows as a bright star above for you, a thing of beauty too.